nurses, doctors, hospitals in general, and the world at large. Yes, especially Nigerians here. Have you ever rejected a victim and your reason for rejecting the victim, all these medical practitioners, is on the ground that you need a police report first before you can actually carry out your job? Or you've been in the situation where you carried someone to the hospital and instead of treating that person, the medical practitioners are letting you know that you need to first of all get them a police report before they can do anything. Have you been in that situation? Guys, this is very wrong, and it's high time for you guys to know your rights and to know that if you are in that kind of procedure, if you do that kind of thing on a regular, then you have been committing a crime. And you've been getting away with it because the people you've been committing that crime against actually don't even know that there is a crime committed in the first place. So they cannot even take actions against you. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Gloria and this is Law with Gloria. The purpose of our discuss today is basically medical practitioners who reject victims on the ground of medical report. Other than this being so inhuman, the law even frowns against it. So we're going to be looking at what the law actually says. Yes. Now let's get right into it. So Section 20 of the National Health Act 2024 says, and I read, yes, the subsection 1 says, a healthcare provider, health worker, or health establishment shall not refuse a person emergency medical treatment for any reason. Underline the word for any reason. Meaning that police report that is being requested for isn't sensible. Yes, the law frowns against it. Then sub 2 says, a person who contravenes this section commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine of 100,000 naira or to imprisonment of a period not exceeding 6 months or both. Simply meaning, a person that is brought to your hospital as a doctor or a nurse, the first thing you are to do is to actually treat that person. You're not to be going about asking for police reports because, you took an oath to save lives. And how would you save life if you're first requesting for police reports instead of actually doing your job and doing your duty, which is the oath you swore to, which is to save lives? Like, for me, it does not even make sense, and the law frowns at it. And this behavior of seeking for police reports before treatment has led to a lot of deaths. Like, people have died. People have died. It might not be someone you know, but people have died. People you have heard of have died as a result of this behavior. And it is a crime frowned upon in Nigeria. So why on earth are medical practitioners still doing this? It is because you all don't even know that it is a crime to start with. The general public are not aware it is a crime to start with. So nobody is putting them in their place, or rather educating them. Yes, because no man is an island. They probably feel that is the right thing to do, not knowing that that is not the right thing to do. And you that is not a medical practitioner, if you have this knowledge, you'll be able to educate them so that that person that is in critical need would receive the medical attention needed to save the person's life at that point in time. Now, let's talk about the Compulsory Treatment and Care for Victims of Gunshot Act 2017. Yes, and let's start with Section 2, Sub 1 of that act. And I read, every person, including security agencies, shall render every possible assistance to any person with a gunshot wound and ensure that the person is taken to the nearest hospital for immediate treatment. Now, any person, move to subsection 2 now. Accordingly, Proviso A, a person with a gunshot wound shall be received for immediate and adequate treatment by any hospital in Nigeria with or without initial monetary deposit. You know all these things that they used to say that you must deposit something before they treat the person. The law frowns against it. I mean, this is an emergency. So how are you guys, instead of treating, demanding for money first? Now let's go on to Proviso B, which actually talks about what we've been talking of. A person with a gunshot wound shall not be subjected to inhumane and degrading treatment or torture by any person or authority, including the police or other security agencies. Now, I'm focused on the medical practitioners, so I'm leaving the security agencies out of this because I believe that they already know these things. Plus, I could do another video for them, yes, to talk about all these things as regards to them. But now, the focus is medical practitioners. Now, it is stated here, inhumane or degrading treatment. I mean, when you refuse treating a victim, when you refuse treating someone because the person has a gunshot injury, is that not inhumane? Are you not torturing the person? Let's assume that person was your relative, that person was your loved one. Would you be fine with not giving the person the treatment that the person needs? I mean, it doesn't make sense. Now, what the law provides for the hospital to do is simple. It's in section 3. And it states, subsection 1 says, a hospital that receives or accepts any person with a gunshot wound for treatment shall report the fact to the nearest police station within 2 hours of commencement of treatment. Meaning, commence your treatment and then while you are treating the person, you report to the police station closest to the hospital within 2 hours of that area you are treating the person. And then the security agencies can then do their investigation. Don't go telling people to go and bring police reports first before you treat someone in dire need of treatment. In fact, the law still provides for proper treatment for that person because looking at it now, you're treating the person and you're to report the incident, right? So the person is still undergoing treatment while you are reporting the incident and all that. So the police now, they are to do their investigation, right? Section 4 now says, the police shall not invite any person with gunshot wound from the hospital for the purpose of investigation unless the chief medical director of the hospital certifies him fit and no longer in dire need of medical care. Simply meaning, if that person is still in need of medical care, provide medical care. Yes, you shouldn't discharge that person or give the person to the police officials, knowing fully well that that person still needs treatment. You've reported, yes, they have to do their investigations, yes. But to say releasing to go to a police station, no. If the police want to do their job, you could tell them, the law backs you up. They come and do whatever investigation that they need to do. Now, section 5 is very clear, yes. And section 5 says this. A hospital that fails to make a report as required under section 3 of the Act. Remember, section 3 talks about you receiving the person and then carrying out your medical oath to save life. Now, failure to do that is basically what this section 5 is talking about now. So let me read. A hospital that fails to make a report as required under section 3 of this act commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine of 100,000 naira, and every doctor directly concerned with the treatment is equally liable on conviction to a term of 6 months or a fine of 100,000 naira or imprisonment or both. Basically saying, all of you, is either you people pay 100,000 naira or you take 6 months imprisonment, or depending on how severe that case is, you actually would be giving both. for you to pay both the fine and serve the prison time. Now, section 4 goes further to say that, okay, while you've accepted that person and you are treating that person, you have 24 hours to notify the family of that person where you have identified who that person is. So you're not gonna say because say you dey treat the person, you don't report to police, you know, come tell the family members wetin dey happen. No, it's frowned against by the law. And then section 11, which is very, very important, says this, and I read: any person or authority, including any police officer, other security agencies, or hospitals — we are focusing on hospitals, doctors, and nurses, right? Or hospital who stands by and fails to perform his duty under this act, which results in the unnecessary death of any person with gunshot wounds, commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine of 500,000 or imprisonment for a term of 5 years, or both. Now, the other ones we have been saying, the acts done by the medical practitioner, no death was involved. That's why it's 6 months or fine of 100,000 naira, or both. Now, this one, when that was done, the person actually did die. Now, the medical practitioner could either get a fine of 500,000 or could get conviction for 5 years, or get both 500,000 and 5 years imprisonment. So I mean, it's time for us to stop losing people, for us to stop losing humans, for heaven's sake, because of police reports, or because a medical practitioner refuses to do his or her job because they are waiting for a so-called police report. We need to know that this is illegal, this is wrong, and frowned against by the law. It's high time for us to do justice. It's high time for us to act properly. I hope this video was very educative and we have all learned one or two things from this video. I mean, let's all consciously save lives, because life is important. Everyone has the right to life. Yes, let's always remember that. It is all our constitutional right to have a right to live. So let's not be cutting anyone's life short because of our actions or inactions. That's all I have for you guys on this particular video. Please, if you're yet to subscribe, kindly click on the subscription button and click on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post any new video. Ask your questions, if you have any, in the comment section below. Let's chat in the comment section below. Share this video so a lot of people get this information and get to know that no, this is not right. Bye guys.